This is ForexOverviews.com with the analysis of the weekly time frame of Aussie dollar. This is the weekly chart of Aussie dollar, and here we can see that the market is trading inside this downward channel, and right at this week and the previous one, market has tested the lower border of this channel, so market is at support, and this suggests that some upward move, some bounce may come on the next weeks. We will see on the next charts that right at the zone, market made two important structures of reversal that are taking action right now, and these two structures are in fact bullish signals for the market, signaling that the market has the power to make the up move or at least some retracement. So let's see then. The first one is this, the butterfly buy, and at this point market completed the 1618 extension, the 1618 target of this butterfly, as we can see here. Let's put the Fibos, and we can see that this is the 1618 extension of this butterfly. So this pattern has been triggered, and take a look also at the pattern that is formed here, the candlestick pattern by these two bars, this and this. This is the piercing pattern. Alright, this is the piercing pattern. This adds power to the suggestion of the upward move. On the next chart we can see that we have also this pattern here, which is the double repenetration signal, or the double ripple for short. We can see the down thrust, and the red line is the 3x3 moving average. So the market make it the down thrust below the 3x3, close it above, close it below, and close it above again. The second close above triggers the double repenetration signal. This is a signal that points the upward move on the market. Maybe this pattern is not perfect because this bottom here is maybe too much below of this one, and the description of the double ripple pattern suggests that the second top should not be too much far from the first one. So maybe this is a look-alike pattern, but personally I like the shape of this pattern, and I think that all of those signals, the butterfly, this double ripple, the piercing pattern, the bottom of this downward channel, I think that all of these structures may add support, pointing from to an up move for the next weeks. We can also note by the Jojo-Napoli framework, here is the MACD predictor line, this red line. We can also note that the market has made this roll down thrust below this line, so in a bear trend, and on the next week market will have the chance, for the first time in a very long time, the first chance to switch the trend to the bullish side. So maybe the uptrend can start on the next week. And if this double repenetration signal will work, we can estimate on the next chart the target of this pattern. This pattern usually has the target on the 50% Fibonacci resistance or support, in this case resistance, that will be the area around the 0.9575 approximately. So this will be a nice target for this pattern, but the market can also reach the area of the confluence resistance, the confluence of Fibonacci resistance, the 38, the 618. This is the confluence resistance zone, and take a note that this confluence zone is also the zone of the previous patterns, the classical technical analysis support and resistance, and as we can see here, this will be the area around the 0.97. So for the targets, we can have the target in the area of 0.9575, or even the 0.97, 0.97 and 50, which will be the confluence resistance zone. But if the market will pass through the zone to the upside, reaching, for example, the 618 resistance of this wall down move, this maybe will be too much, and this maybe will suggest that in fact the double ripple and the butterfly will be the complete reversal of these structures. So we must pay attention on how the market will behave on the area between the zones right here. And also these zones here will be in a row with the area of the moving average, the area of the 20 and the 50 moving average. They will be something around here, maybe here, and the area between these two MAs are a zone of dynamic resistance. So most probably the market can reach these MAs. They will be pointing something like this, and the area of the 0.97 and the 0.9575 will stay between these two MAs. So this will be resistance also for the market as the target of the double ripple pattern. There is also another pattern that may be developing right now, which is the inverted head and shoulders, but this is just an assumption. We don't have the right part of this pattern yet. But take a look that this point here is the 127 extension of this upswing. So maybe the market will make the 127 head and shoulders, and the target of the head and shoulders, which is the breakout of the neckline, will be on the same zone of the 0.97, 0.97 and 50. So the same target for the double ripple. And if the market will really make this head and shoulders and this ABCD here to the upside, we can see that it's in a row with the monthly pivot points framework. Here is the daily chart of Aussie dollar, and here there are the monthly pivot points. We can see that the market is testing the monthly pivot resistance 1, and if the market really intends to make this head and shoulders, it can do something like this. It can test the monthly pivot resistance 1 to the zone or here, retest the monthly pivot point, and after this take the up move. So this will be in a row with the monthly pivot points, test of the resistance 1, retest of pivot point, and upward continuation after this. So this would be a perfect development. The head and shoulders, the pivot points, the breakout of the monthly pivot resistance 1, the double ripple, butterfly, a combination of structures that indicates that the direction of the market is upward for the next days and weeks. We must also keep in mind that the double repenetration signal, this one, can also become the double ripple failure. So the double ripple can also become the double ripple failure. And what would be the failure? It would be a close below the 618 support of the second bottom or top, in this case the bottom. So this would be a close below the 618 Fibonacci support. So if the market makes a close below the 618, this will be the double ripple failure, and in fact this would be a very bearish signal for the market, and it will indicate that the market will continue the downward move, and it will reach the 1618 extension of the butterfly on the monthly time frame. So you can see this butterfly on the analysis of the monthly time frame on another video on the website. So as a conclusion for the Aussie dollar on the weekly time frame, we can say that the market is at support and that many structures that signals the upward move are formed here. For instance, this double ripple and the butterfly buy, suggesting that the main direction for the next weeks will be to the upside, but we must keep in mind that this double ripple can become the double ripple failure, and if this will happen, the market can reach the 1618 extension of the butterfly that is discussed on the analysis of the monthly time frame. So that's it. Have nice trades and thanks for watching.